Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda. I'm your meteorologist, Jaleel Jacobs. I'm here to bring you today's tropical weather outlook for Monday, the 6th of November, 2023. We are still in the hurricane season, and we have about 24 days left in the official hurricane season, but we do still have some systems causing concerns across the area, so we'll take a look at that in the next few slides. But straight away, we see that there are no new tropical cyclones expected during the next 7 days, and that is certainly good news for the persons and residents in the Caribbean islands. But we're going to take a look at some of those systems that have been creating quite a bother for some of us over the last 24 hours. Straight away, we go into our Atlantic satellite, and we already see there's a lot of convective activity taking place across just east of the islands, and this is due to a trough that is located just about north of or northwest of the Eastern Caribbean. And in countries like Barbados, they would have had a flash flood warning in place for the last 24 hours, and some areas actually received about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall over that period of time due to all the moisture that is being acted upon by the instability of the trough across that area. And then we see here the intertropical convergence zone is quite active across the tropical Atlantic, and the moisture associated with this is now moving across northward, and then it's going to drift across the Eastern Caribbean over the next few days. So we should see some showers across Antigua and Barbuda, the British Virgin Islands, and the rest of the Windward Islands down to Trinidad and Tobago over the next day or so. Similar conditions are taking place on the western side of the Caribbean, across Belize, and the rest of the countries in Central America. I will take a closer look at that when we move on through our presentation this morning. Before we move on to that, we look at this drier area here. There's more gray, not so much cloud cover across the northern portion of the intertropical convergence zone. There's actually a drier, more stable atmosphere that is going to move across the area as the trough and the effects of the trough weakens. This dry area is going to move across here, and so we're going to see some improvement in conditions later on this week, maybe even a air quality bulletin later this week for the Saharan dust that is going to be mixed into these dry conditions here. So we'll take a look at that as well. Here, this is our total precipitable water, and we see that all this moisture here, this is all precipitable water that is located in the atmosphere. And you might think that this brown shaded area means dry air, but it's actually not. This is the moisture content that is located, that is in the atmosphere at the moment. And then this is those dry conditions we just looked at that is going to move into the area. As you can see, the moisture is already moving westward across the Caribbean. And so this dry area is going to just slowly move across here throughout the beginning of the week. And then we'd have some more settled, drier conditions later on in the week. Straight we see that active intertropical convergence zone just down here, all that moisture, and then it's going to move up and across the Eastern Caribbean. Similarly, across the Western Caribbean, we see that it's still quite moisture, a lot of moisture in the area across the islands, across the countries here, and in the southern parts of the Caribbean Sea. And so similar conditions that are being experienced on the Eastern Caribbean are being experienced on the Western Caribbean, and we're going to take a closer look at that as well. For the Eastern Caribbean satellite image, a closer look, and we see those convective activity taking place just east of the island chain. And as I mentioned before, this is expected to move closer and across the islands before the effects of the trough up here starts to weaken, and then this drier area then moves across just after that moisture is out of the area. And so we would expect some sort of bulletins concerning air quality to certainly be issued later this week. Across the western portions of the Caribbean, Belize, the northern portions of Honduras, the southwestern portions of Honduras and Nicaragua and El Salvador, there's quite a bit of rainfall taking place due to another trough located just in the Western Caribbean. And so these areas, some potential impacts, they could experience some heavy rainfall, thunderstorm activity, even mudslides, landslides, rising in river levels. And so residents in these countries should pay attention to their local meteorological services for more information and potential actions that need to be taken in these countries here. So for this afternoon for Antigua and Barbuda, we experienced partly cloudy skies, 60% chance of showers, a high temperature of 32 degrees, winds out of the east, then to the southeast at 6 to 14 miles per hour. Our sunset time today is 5:34 p.m. For tonight, we remain partly cloudy with a 60% chance of showers, low temperature of 23 degrees tonight, winds out of the east-southeast at 6 to 14 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we go up to a 70% chance of showers in cloudy skies with a 32 degrees Celsius high temperature tomorrow, winds out of the east-southeast at 6 to 12 miles per hour. Sunrise time tomorrow 6:07, sunset time at 5:34. For Antigua and Barbuda, tomorrow Tuesday, we have a 70% chance of showers, reducing to a 60% chance by Wednesday and a 40% chance by Thursday. As I mentioned before, when those drier conditions come in, our chances for precipitation lowers, and then so we see some more partly cloudy to cloudy conditions by Thursday, even into Friday. Our winds are out of the east-southeast at 8 to 16 miles per hour, 10 to 18 miles per hour by Thursday. High temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees Celsius as our low temperature. And the marine conditions, 4 to 6 feet throughout the week. So all marine activities remain okay. There are no advisories for high surf or small craft currently in effect. For Montserrat, today we have a 70% chance with a 60% by Tuesday, Wednesday 60%, Thursday 40%. Again, similar conditions across the Leeward Islands and even the British Virgin Islands. Winds out of the east-southeast, 7 to 14 miles per hour, 11 to 17 miles per hour by Wednesday, 10 to 18 miles per hour by Thursday. Sea conditions 3 to 5 feet around Montserrat. So again, marine activities are good. No advisories or watches or warnings are in place. Similar conditions, St. Kitts and Nevis with a similar pattern. 70 degrees reducing down to a 70%, reducing down to a 40% by Thursday. Marine conditions 3 to 5 feet, or winds out of the southeast, then the east-northeast, then the northeast by Thursday, with a slight increase in wind speeds as the week progresses. For Anguilla, similar pattern, 60%, 6%, 40% by Wednesday, 40% by Thursday. Winds out of the southeast, then the east-southeast, with a slight increase in wind speeds by Thursday. Marine activity conditions, 4 to 5 feet, good for sea bathing or small craft ventures. And the British Virgin Islands, again, similar pattern, 20% by Thursday, with the winds out of the east, with a slight increase to 12 to 22 miles per hour. Sea conditions 4 to 5 feet, 4 to 6 feet. Slight increase by Thursday across the British Virgin Islands to 5 to 7 feet. But again, no watches or warnings or advisories in place for small craft or high surf. So marine activities across the waters in the British Virgin Islands remain good. So that is your look at the tropical weather outlook for today, Monday, 6 November 2023. Again, want to thank everyone for liking and subscribing to our social media pages, Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Service on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, where we make daily updates, including our hotline 463-4638, where we update that daily as well. You will follow the prompts for our daily forecast, Eastern Caribbean forecast, extended 4-day forecast, and tropical cyclone information. Our website, antiguamet.com, updated daily with all the same information. So whichever one is easiest for you, you do that. Thanks for joining, and we will join you again tomorrow with another tropical weather outlook. Again, I am Jaleel Jacobs. See you soon.